I was a medic in the Indiana Army National Guard for about 3 years, and for 6 years I was an infantryman as 11 Bravo. I did both MOSs, and then I got out for 3 years and I actually tried to be a rock star. Realized that wasn't paying the bills, and I had to do something real for my family at that time. And so we ended up going back in the Army, and I went active duty, and I ended up as a medic at Fort Stewart, Georgia with the 3rd Infantry Division. Deployed to Iraq in 2007 to 2008 for 15 months with the surge. Came home, and I was flagged for deployment because I was sitting with the behavioral health guy screening to go back to Iraq, and he was like, "Why are you so amped up?" My leg was just shaking. I kept looking over my shoulder. He's like, "What's going on with you?" And I was like, "What? This is normal. I don't know what you're talking about." And he's like, "Well, you're not going anywhere right now. You're gonna go see a psychiatrist tomorrow." So I went to the psychiatrist, and the first words out of his mouth were, "Are you sleeping?" I'm like, "About every 4th day." And he was like, "All right, here's a prescription for Seroquel. You're cleared to deploy." After my 2nd deployment, I had come home, and I was sitting at the table with my kids. I have 2 boys and a daughter, and my wife, and my mother-in-law lives with me at the time. And I'm sitting there at the table, and I'm yelling at my son about things that he hadn't done that day or something. I don't remember what it was. It was so unimportant today but I was yelling at him, and he started to cry. And as he started to cry, it made me more angry. And so I started yelling louder and yelling louder and yelling louder to the point where I could feel my entire neck, every muscle in it. And so I got up, I walked out to the garage. My wife followed me out a couple minutes later, and she was like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't know, take me to the hospital. I need a doctor." Not long after that, I ended up getting processed for a 2.5-year medical retirement process that usually takes about 12 months. And the last time that I went to therapy on active duty, I went to the therapist, and I was like, I said, "I come in here every week, I pour my heart out, I tell you things I'm not comfortable telling my wife because I don't want her to look at me with that look that's gonna come when I tell her the things I've done in combat." I'm like, "Help me, what am I supposed to do?" And my therapist looked at me and said, "I don't know, get a dog, start a garden." So I wrote A Warrior's Garden, and then that kind of turned into the nonprofit that we launched, which is called Warfighter Gardens, where we build therapy gardens for veterans, first responders, and Gold Star family members. And then we give them lifelong mentoring opportunities. So like if they want to learn how to grow squash, or they want to learn how to grow corn, or they want to learn how to grow, whatever vegetable it is they really want to do, or flowers or whatever, we match them up with a mentor that will work with them on a regular basis. And it kind of turned to the point where we bought our farm in Tennessee, where we bring veterans and all the first responders and Gold Star family members out, and we teach them how to work with chickens, we teach them how to garden, we teach them how to transition from the military life and mindset into, being a veteran in the civilian communities, and how to integrate and how to kind of be a part of instead of removing themselves from, and then teach them positive coping mechanisms for PTSD.
I'm really proud of veterans trying to help veterans, and I'm proud of those guys that come back and find a new mission and try to keep serving. And I want to tell Malachias' story the same way I want to tell everybody else's story that's got something going on. If you're on mission for vets and you're on mission to serve our country and serve humanity, I want to help you tell that story. I want to inspire the world. That's what Warrior Rounds is about.
My name is Malachias Gaskin, and the name of our song is A Warrior's Garden.
Malachias has got how many bracelets on your arm? He's lost 6 battle buddies in battle. And Malachias came back, and he asked the psychiatrist, he said, "What am I going to do?" And he said, "I don't know, start a garden, write a book." So he did both, and he started Warrior Gardens. And this song, he asked me, he said, "JT, why don't we write a song about Warrior Garden?" And I said, "Okay." So here's the song called Warrior Gardens. You might think my tears weak, but I don't give a damn. There are answers that I see that make me who I am. There are every day the sun comes up to find me driving on. The battle did not end for me because I made it home. There are times my feet are tired and I must find my knees. Then I call for resupply Father, help me, please. There are 22 a day that choose not to survive, but I know inside of me something's still alive. In the garden where I lose myself, planting seeds of hope, a new life for myself. In the garden, water with my tears, for all of those I've lost, all of those not here in the garden. My warrior garden, in the soil you can't find peace. It just takes some time when you plant your thoughts abroad.